So this is really going to be primarily for my newest channel, which is going to be the Clubfoot running. So I myself I was born with bilateral club feet, pretty severe in terms of everything in general. I think I had my first surgery I think it was four weeks after I was born. And that one, I think, was really just kind of to try and unfuck pretty much whatever had gone on. I don't entirely know much. I don't really pick my parents' brains about it. Obviously, they're much older now, so I'm sure at some point I knew a little bit more about it, but not a tremendous amount now. I think I had like 2 more surgeries after that. So my left foot is my really bad foot. My right foot actually turned out to be pretty much, almost looks like a normal foot for the most part. My left foot still has some pretty good curvature to it. It's not terrible, but definitely makes running and stuff extremely difficult, which is why I kind of felt that it was going to be so interesting to run this, because I started running. Even though I say I started running, it's like I ran in the Army a lot, but I've never been an avid runner. Never been a good runner, obviously, either, as it comes with its own set of downfalls when you're trying to run with bilateral club feet. And then of course, you get all the jokes, etc. Because like I'm naturally, I mean, as you guys can see, and you'll see from a lot of the other videos, like I'm naturally a bigger guy. I was really fit in the Army. I'm actually really fit now, getting back into a really good physique. For a minute there, after I was medically retired in 2013, a lot of things changed. You kind of hit like that depressive mode and just kind of like gained a bunch of weight. I think my highest was about 248. And being that big doesn't look that great. Everybody knows who has bilateral club feet or unilateral club feet, well, just a club foot, you kind of adopt the beautiful skinny leg syndrome, as I like to call them, 8-year-old baby legs, because that's pretty much what they look like. I could definitely get into a ladies' night if I was to shave my legs and if I was just a pair of legs. But it's something that we kind of have to embrace, and that definitely comes with its own downfalls. Made fun of a lot, especially a lot when I was younger. I still get a lot of shit now. It's not necessarily the verbal anymore, where people are just like blatant. It's just more the visual, the look. You can tell that people are definitely looking, and then you can tell that people are definitely talking. But it's like at the same time, you just kind of have to embrace what you are. The thing that I wish the most would be that people would just, instead of like staring or like bickering amongst themselves, like, yo, just come ask me, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're genuinely curious, I mean, you can see I've definitely got physical scars. I mean, I've got scars that run from the middle of my foot up to about just below my calf. Well, maybe not just below my calf, probably about the shin area. But it's like one of my old baseball coaches used to say, it looked like I was running on 2 Louisville Sluggers turned upside down. So he was basically saying it looked like I was running on the handle. But yeah, so this channel for the most part is going to document. So I actually, I don't know what happened. So on February 13th, I actually started a really aggressive deficit, a really aggressive cut cycle. So I'm doing about 1,400 calories a day. Exercising twice a day. I gym in the mornings, and I primarily run in the afternoons, whether it be treadmill or outside. We have about 2 acres, and my father and I have actually established a really good route. So, I try to do, I was for a minute doing 5Ks a day. And in those 5Ks a day, I would actually intermix with doing some 10Ks, and I'm getting some definite good stability work, etc., because of the slight elevation changes and the terrain change. But so one day I was just sitting there, probably about 45 days into this thing, and I was like, you know what, man, I started watching a bunch of stuff on Facebook, picked up this dude named Andrew Glaze, who, he's a firefighter out of California, really dope dude. If you guys get the opportunity to check out his Facebook, I can't remember the exact link, but I will try and pull it. but he runs ultras, trail ultras, and you know, so I started watching these videos, and it really kind of piqued my interest, and I was like, you know what, dude, like I legit, this is something I want to do. Like I've never been a road runner, not a fan. It's just not fun for me. But trails are a different story. Trails are a lot of fun, and I don't know why or what it is. And as everybody knows, running comes with its own challenges, especially when you got club feet. The pain, you know, and that was actually one of my biggest issues. And so I have so the styloid process of the fifth metatarsal. It's basically that little bone that is at the end of the metatarsal, where it basically connects up into the cuboid process, but it doesn't actually connect, but it's kind of like where they conjoin. So on my left foot, I actually had, when I was 16, I had a triple arthrodesis, which is basically a fusion of 3 bones. So I have literally no vertical up and down movement in the left ankle. Pretty much everything is just, and I have very, very little side to side. So it definitely, trying to find a pair of shoes to run in is absurd. You know, I picked up a pair of Hokas to kind of hop on the Hoka train, and no. So anybody with club feet, no, don't fucking do it. Don't waste the money on some Hokas. The rocker, you will not like it. It will almost assuredly supinate you. By supination, I mean roll your ankles for you, which we already do on our own. So definitely not a good fit. I actually picked up some Merrells, Moab 3s. Unfortunately, you know, they felt really good when I was in the store. I came home yesterday, went to go put them on, not so great. Like I said, I'm still dealing with a little bit of bruising. Last Wednesday, I actually went out preemptively so I could prep for this 20-mile, and I had never run more than a 10K essentially for distance. So I wanted to push myself to 10 miles. So I did. I knocked out 10 miles in 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it was like 1,300 feet of elevation. I can't remember exactly, but I will post the card and attach it to this. But that run was great. I felt awesome. Everything was firing on all cylinders that day. And then I came home, and it was, so I ran that on Wednesday, Thursday. It was Thursday night, and I started to notice that I was like, man, my ankle, but that bone, that styloid process bone is killing me on that metatarsal. So that's when I started kind of like this shoe hunt. I ran in my Under Armour Phantom 4s, which that was the biggest problem, is like I said, I'd never run 10 miles. And number 2, I didn't have a good shoe. There's a company on Amazon, Racks. They make probably one of the most comfortable boots, but it's more like a shoe, although it does look like a boot. It's one of the most comfortable. I mean, I've logged probably anywhere between 500 and 750 miles in those, and I've had 3 or 4 pairs of them. And they are amazing. Very little to no pain over the duration. The channel is not based on solely running. You do not have to be a runner. You do not have to you don't have to do shit. You could just have club feet. I want it to be a community for people with club feet, whether you have 2, whether you've got 1, whether you are fully recovered whether everything worked out for you and you are just like a normal human. But I mean, here's the thing. Every one of you is normal. There's nothing, the only thing that is really abnormal about you is your feet, but that is not a deficit. And I don't want you to carry that around like it is a downfall, because it is not. You are just as amazing as everyone else out there. And shit, personally, for those of you that are out there and doing shit like running or in the gym or dude, you guys are more badass than any able-bodied person who has no excuse. And I'm gonna say it as an excuse because I don't use my shit as an excuse. It's not an excuse. If someone says that I can't do something, I'm damn sure gonna try, and I'm gonna prove them wrong. They told me that I wouldn't have a very good chance of walking if I didn't have the corrective surgeries. They said that I probably wouldn't be able to do a lot of things like join the army because it would inhibit me. Did all that, Played baseball my entire life growing up, all the way until high school. Actively engaged in it. And then, you know, was a firefighter for a hot minute. And then joined the Army. And since the Army, you know, like I said, I was medically retired out from that. Unfortunately, I was deemed unemployable through the VA, so I can no longer work. So now this is kind of like my forte. I have to do things to keep busy. But you guys are awesome. And it is definitely a testament to your guys' character, because I can almost 100% guarantee you your guys' work ethic and your ability to persevere and push through pain is astounding. So never look at yourself as a problem or an issue, or yes, you know what, we got club feet, that's it. It just means that we're going to work that much harder to do the same shit that people are doing without any issues. And guess what, when we do it, the level of elation that we're going to feel because we accomplished it, that's the only thing that matters. What matters is what you put yourself to, what you put your mind to, and what you're going to do and how you're going to accomplish it. So runners, non-runners, you know, young kids that have club feet, older generations that have club feet, please come in here. I want to do like Q&As. I want to do things where you guys can come in, bounce questions, throw out ideas, do whatever you want. But this channel is essentially going to be really like a looking glass for everyone else that may be kind of struggling, maybe new parents that have a child that has a club foot. Basically come here and be able to use this as a resource. So hopefully that information, this video, can trickle its way around kind of maybe through the Clubfoot community. And, you know, I plan on doing a lot of my stuff and like showcasing kind of like the things that I'm doing. Obviously, I'm running this Mammoth March on the 10th of May. So I'm going to be recording that. I'm going to be vlogging it. I'm going to post it. You know, and you guys can kind of like follow along. And also, I mean, push you, you know what I'm saying? Like if you guys are interested in kind of doing the same thing, maybe I can give you a bit of information, or I can pull some information from you guys, you know. So I want it to be an experience that everyone can kind of embellish in and embrace. And we just kind of go from there. So, I'm not very good at speaking into these things. I'm not very good at speaking about certain things in general, because for me, my club foot was never a disability. For me, it was like a sense of motivation, like I said, because I wanted to prove everybody that told me that I couldn't do something wrong, and I'm still doing it now, and still even further trying to push past that. As my major outlier is to do a 100K trail ultra somewhere. I live in South Carolina, so it's kind of hard. I mean, I know I can find some, but I like the views. That's probably the entire reason that I've got such a love for the trail, is just everything you can see. I want to get out there and visually be able to kind of embrace everything and just enjoy it. And that scenery just kind of elates me. So, yeah, so if you guys are, you know, obviously everybody's going to be brand new here. It's a brand new channel, but I definitely recommend, you know, I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you guys enjoy the content that I'm going to continue to push out over time. So bear with me. I apologize. I plan on doing updates as frequently as possible. Training regimen, leading all the way up into May 10th, and then continuing to push on from there. So if you guys do enjoy the content, or you guys are interested and want to watch and follow along, or you have any questions whatsoever, feel free, like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what y'all got, and I look forward to seeing you guys around.